Dear students, today we are studying about the electron theory of magnetism. The magnetic properties of a material depends on the behavior and properties of electrons in an atom. So in an atom, the electron which is revolving around the nucleus in a fixed path, and this path is called an orbit. And when an electron, which is a charged particle, which is moving around the nucleus, according to the theory of a charged particle in motion will produce a magnetic field, and the motion of the electron will produce a magnetic field, or a magnetic moment will be associated with it. So consider the case of an electron which is moving around the nucleus. Suppose the case of an atom, this is the structure of an atom, and here there is a central positive charged region called the nucleus, and the electron which is revolving around the nucleus. And here we are representing the motion of the electron in the clockwise direction. This is the motion of the electron in the path. And when the electron is moving in the clockwise direction, the direction of the current will be opposite to this. This is the direction of the current, because the direction of current is always opposite to the direction of motion of the electrons. So this is the direction of current, and when a current I passes through this region, it produces a magnetic effect. That is, this current loop, it is equivalent to a current carrying loop. This current carrying loop can act as a magnet. That is, if the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, then this region, this phase has a north polarity. And if the current is flowing in the clockwise direction, it has a south polarity. That is, this current loop acts as a magnet with this phase as the north pole, and the back side of this phase acts as the south pole, because the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, then this side has a north polarity. And if the current is flowing in the clockwise direction, it has a south polarity. That is, the current carrying loop is equivalent to a magnetic dipole, and it has two magnetic poles, north pole and south pole. Anyway, then a magnetic moment will be associated with this structure. And when a current flows through, or an electron flows around, or electron moves around a nucleus, and it produces a magnetic effect, or a magnetic dipole moment will be induced in it. That is magnetic dipole moment. The magnetic dipole moment, we have to find out what is the magnetic dipole moment. And we are familiar with the term electric dipole moment. So, the electric dipole moment എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ട് charges, that is positive charge and negative charge. Suppose it is a plus q charge, this is a negative minus q charge, and these two charges which are separated by a distance, it forms an electric dipole. And this electric dipole can be represented as, that is, the electric dipole moment P is equal to the product of these charges, that is q into the distance between the charges. That is, if 2d is the distance, then 2qd, this is the electric dipole moment. That is, two opposite charges separated by a distance, it forms an electric dipole. Similarly, a magnetic dipole also, instead of the charges, opposite charges, two different poles which are separated by a distance. That is, simply a bar magnet is an magnetic dipole. The north pole and south pole, two unlike poles separated by a distance, forms a magnetic dipole. So here also we can see, when a current flows through a circular path, it produces a magnetic moment. That is, when this current flows in the anti-clockwise direction and this face is equivalent to a north pole and the other side which is equivalent to a south pole, and hence the north and south pole, two unlike poles and with a distance separated by, and it forms a magnetic dipole, and hence a magnetic dipole moment will be associated with it, just like an electric dipole and electric dipole moment. And here we can represent this magnetic dipole moment. And when a current I flows through this material, and this area of this loop is A, and if A is the area of the loop, and if I is the current flows through this material, and then the magnetic dipole moment mu, which is represented as mu, can be represented as the product of the current and the area. That is, the magnetic dipole moment mu can be represented as the product of current and area. That is, the magnetic dipole moment is a vector, and here current is a scalar but area is a vector. That is, this is a vector and here a scalar multiplied by a vector gives a vector, and hence the magnetic dipole moment it's a vector. And here the magnetic dipole moment we are considering because of the motion of the electrons around the nucleus, or the orbiting of the electron around the nucleus, and hence this magnetic dipole moment is called as mu orbital, given as mu orbital. That is orbital magnetic moment, orbital magnetic dipole moment. And this mu orbital can be represented as this current into this area, and its unit is, the unit of this magnetic dipole moment is, current is ampere, area is meter square, that is ampere meter square. The unit of magnetic dipole moment is area into meter square. And the direction of this magnetic dipole moment can be represented as, this is the direction of this magnetic dipole moment. If the current flows in this direction, and this is the area through which the enclosed, then the magnetic dipole moment mu will be this direction, mu orbital. That is, this direction can be represented in terms of the right hand rule. That is, according to the right hand rule, if we curl the fingers of a right hand in the direction of current, then the thumb which is pointing upward direction will represent the magnetic moment. That is, if we curl the fingers of the right hand into the direction of the current, then the thumb which is pointing upward direction represents the magnetic moment. Just like this one, this is, if curling this right hand fingers in the direction of current, this represents the direction of the current, and this thumb represents the direction of the magnetic moment. This represents the direction of current, and the thumb which is pointing upward direction represents the direction of magnetic moment. Anyway, in an atom, the orbital motion of the electron, it produces a magnetic moment. So in addition to the orbital motion, in an atom, the electron possesses another motion, that is called spin motion. That is, the electron can spin about its own axis. The spinning can be represented as either in this direction, or the electrons can spin in this direction. That is, the electron can spin about its own axis, either in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. The electron can spin. The electrons can spin either in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. Anyway, the spinning of the electron, it also produces a magnetic moment, because like orbital motion, spinning also produces a magnetic moment. And hence, in the case of an atom, the total magnetic moment is the vector sum of the orbital moment and the spin moment. And if you represent the spin moment as mu s and the orbital moment as mu orbital, then the total moment of the atom will be the mu orbital plus mu spin. This is the total magnetic moment mu of the atom. It's the mu orbital plus mu s. And the electron theory of magnetism states that in an atom, the electrons which are revolving around the nucleus, it possesses a magnetic moment, and also the electron can spin about its own axis, and the spinning also produces a magnetic moment. Both the orbital motion and spin motion produces a magnetic moment, and this magnetic moment can be represented in terms of the current and the area. The magnetic moment is a vector quantity, and this magnetic moment can be represented as the product of the current I and the area A, and its unit is ampere meter square. So the total magnetic moment of an atom is the vector sum of the magnetic moment due to the orbital motion and magnetic moment due to the spin motion. So this is the electron theory of magnetism. So a magnetic moment is an important, and it can be considered just like an electric dipole moment, just as in the case of an electric dipole which produces an electric field, a magnetic dipole moment which creates a magnetic field. A magnetic dipole moment is a quantity which creates an magnetic field, and similar to the electric dipole moment which creates an electric field. So now we are considering the diamagnetic materials. Diamagnetic materials. And the diamagnetic materials means they are the substances. Diamagnetic substances are substances in which the atom consists of an even number of electrons. That is, the materials, diamagnetic materials are materials in which the atom contains an even number of electrons. So even number of electrons means the electrons are paired. We can say the electrons are paired. That is, in diamagnetic materials are the materials in which the atom contains an even number of electrons. Or in the case of diamagnetic materials, the electrons are paired. So electrons are paired. If the electrons are paired, according to the electron theory of magnetism, each electron has a orbital magnetic moment and a spin magnetic moment. That is, each electron in an atom has an orbital magnetic moment and a spin magnetic moment. Then if the electron is paired, then the orbital magnetic moment of one electron, it cancels the spin magnetic moment of the other one. That is, if they are oriented in opposite direction, then the one momentum it will cancels with the another one. Then the net magnetic moment or the net magnetization is zero in the case of diamagnetic materials. That is, in the case of a diamagnetic material, the net magnetic moment is zero. Net magnetic moment is zero. That is, net zero magnetic moment in the case of diamagnetic materials. Because according to the electron theory, the electron possesses both atom possesses both the orbital motion and the spin motion. So in an atom, the electron possesses both orbital motion and spin motion. Both the orbital magnetic moment and spin magnetic moment gets cancels each other, and hence the net magnetic moment will be zero. And in the case of diamagnetic materials, which contains even number of electrons or paired electrons, the net magnetic moment will be zero. But when a diamagnetic material is placed in an external magnetic field, when a diamagnetic material is placed in an external magnetic field, it reduces the magnetic field or it decreases the magnetic field. For example, if we consider a solenoid and let a current I flows through this coil, and then it produces a magnetic field. And as magnetic field can be represented as we have studied, the magnetizing field intensity is equal to the current flowing through this coil and also the number of turns per unit length n. That is, it can be represented as Ni. Or the field here, the magnetic field can be represented as B is equal to mu 0 H. B is equal to mu 0 H. So this here there is an external field when a diamagnetic material is introduced into this one. That is, when a diamagnetic material, this is a diamagnetic material, when a diamagnetic material is introduced into this, then it has a magnetic moment which is aligned opposite direction. That is, it has a, in the case of this solenoid, produce a magnetic field, external magnetic field is in this direction, and because of this inserting, because when we apply a diamagnetic material into this magnetic field, it has a magnetic moment which is oriented in the opposite directions, and the net magnetic field will be, that is, the B net can be represented as B minus, this is in the opposite direction, and this magnetic field is called Bm because of the diamagnetic material, that is Bm. That is, B is the external magnetic field, Bm is the magnetic field due to the diamagnetic material. That is, the net magnetic field will be reduced from the external. That is, a diamagnetic material, it always decreases a magnetic field when it is placed in an external magnetic field. For example, if the external magnetic field B has a value of 100 Tesla, okay, and if we when introduce this diamagnetic material into this external field, then it has a magnetic field of 20 Tesla, then the net field will be 100 minus 20, 80 Tesla only. That is, the diamagnetic material always decreases its magnetic field in the presence of an external field. Then the next property we have studied is, because of this property, its magnetic susceptibility Chi is very small and it is negative. That is, the magnetic susceptibility Chi is very small in the case of diamagnetic material and it is negative. And the other property we have studied is that, so consider a magnetic field. So when we are placing, freely suspending a diamagnetic material into this one, that is, this is a diamagnetic material and it is suspended freely, and this external field, this diamagnetic material, it tries to comes out of this field, that is, it will orient in this direction, that is, it will orient in this direction. That is, when an applied field or an external field, the diamagnetic material always aligns perpendicular to the field. The diamagnetic material always aligns perpendicular to the direction of the field. That is, this is the direction of the magnetic field, and the diamagnetic material, it just oscillates into this one. That is, on the presence of this field, it just oscillates from this direction to this direction. That is, it aligns perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. And the next property of a diamagnetic material is that, when a diamagnetic material, it is placed in an external magnetic field, then it just expels the field lines. That is, it will come like this. It just expels the magnetic field lines. So the main properties of diamagnetic material is because of the behavior of electrons in the atom. That is, diamagnetic material are the substances in which the atom has an even number of electrons, or the electrons are paired, and because of this pairing of the electrons, it has both orbital motion and spin motion, and the orbital and spin magnetic moment will get cancels and net zero magnetic moment. And here we can consider a property of the diamagnetic material, that is, when a diamagnetic material is placed in an external field, it decreases the external strength of the external field, and when a diamagnetic material is suspended freely in the presence of an external field, it always aligns perpendicular to the direction of the external field, and when a diamagnetic material is applied in a external field, or when a field is passed through it, then it just expels the magnetic field lines. It does not allow the passage of magnetic field lines to pass through it. So these are the main properties of diamagnetic materials, which can be explained on the basis of the electron theory of magnetism.